batter sets the tone for the rest of the team.
So Mackenzie Clark leading off is hit by the first pitch of the game in the hand. And one pitch and one base runner. And see exactly where this got her. Clark, after a moment of pain, all of a sudden was like shouting, yes, yes, she's on base to start the game. But is there a consequence? That hit by pitch. Courtney Lane in the circle for Virginia.
Well, and Virginia has a very deep staff, so you're going to see a lot of different pitchers that have starts, that have relief roles, and closing roles. They turn to the lefty here against Clemson. And you're going to see a lot of spin from Courtney Lane, which throws off timing. She's going to work to the top part of the zone, and you're going to also see a lot of upspin with a rise curve movement.
Alex Brown at the plate for Clemson. She looks to bunt and bunts a foul. Here's a look at the lineup for the Tigers. Head coach John Rittman. You see Clark right at the top of the order. It's an offense that's hitting right at 300 on the season as a team.
Well, this is a team that can be a very dangerous team in the postseason. They have been here before. Even though this is a young program, they've been to the postseason quite a bit. And they are finally getting healthy here at the end of the season. They've had a lot of players out with injuries. And they have all of their starters back. They're at full strength with their lineup. And this is a dangerous team in the postseason, in my opinion.
It seems weird to say on a team with a lot of big names. Ball staying fair, barehanded, and what a no, safe at first. Off the bag was Barbie. Sarah Kuhn charged that barehanded, fielded cleanly, and threw a bullet to first base, but apparently Barbie was just off the bag getting the throw.
Well, this ball was foul. It gets it right off the end of the bat. It's a foul ball, and it has so much spin on it, it rolls back into fair territory. A nice play by Kuhn to barehand it, but this ball sails a little bit into the baseline. Would have liked to have seen Barbie be able to keep her toe on the base and just reach up. But because her toe did come off, kind of anticipated the ball being higher than it really was.
So Clemson has put the first two base runners on. That last play scored an error. Charge that error to the third baseman, Kuhn. Clemson already has something going here in the top of the first inning. Takes upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. These teams played back March 22nd through the 24th in Charlottesville. UVA won the rubber game of that series 3-0 to take the series. 2 wins to 1, waving a foul tip. 2-2.
Well, that was a very uncharacteristic error for Virginia. The big reason Virginia has finished 4th in the ACC regular season has to do with what's been happening in the circle. They pitch by committee, led by Eden Begum. We haven't seen her yet in the ACC championship. But it's what they do. They pitch well. They pitch by committee. One of the lowest top 25 ERAs in the country. They never let offenses get comfortable. They constantly switch pitchers. They've got a couple righties, a couple lefties. They've got some that spin it up in the zone, some that spin it down in the zone. Clearly Begum is the ace. As you get a look at Joanna Harden, their head coach, and she's really bought into this pitch by committee, and her defense has played very solid this season. Also one of the top defensive teams in the country.
3-2 pitch just misses from Courtney Lane, and just like that, Clemson has loaded the bases with nobody out. There in the middle is head coach Jill Harden. Her team, those 15 ACC wins, set a school record. Leah Boggs out to talk with Courtney Lane as Virginia already in a first inning jam here. A hit by pitch, an error, and a walk. Have loaded them up for Valerie Cagle. Lined off the third baseman Kuhn into left. It'll score one. Clark comes in. Brown stopped at third base. Cassidy Hudson played it in quickly from left field, but Valerie Cagle tattooed that. Looked like Kuhn did get a glove on it, but it's an RBI single for Cagle.
Not an enviable position for Virginia to have to face the reigning National Player of the Year with nobody out in the first inning, and Valerie Cagle does not miss. This pitch gets right off the arm. Just no time to react for Sarah Kuhn, and Valerie Cagle is one of the best at
Leah Longaleo. Longaleo takes strike one. Seven homers in her redshirt senior year for Leah Longaleo.
Well, we talked about it a little before the game. You've got an Eden Bigham, one of the best pitchers in the league, one of the best pitchers in the nation in terms of hits allowed per 7, strikeouts per 7, very efficient. She does not get the start today. That is not uncommon for Virginia throughout the season. It goes back to you want to set a good tone. You want to make sure your team is rocking and rolling. A lot of times you're going to go with your best pitcher to start, but Virginia elects to go here with Lane, and she gets a big strikeout.
And the sophomore indeed getting the first out of the game.
And she's going to go upstairs to get the strikeout. She's not going to blow you away with her speed, but it's her spin. That nice 6-12 gets under the ball. It's coming from the left side, rising up through the zone.
Bounce back to the circle. They got a force out at the plate, and at first, safe there. They got the force out of Brown at the plate. Julia Nolan will run on the fielder's choice. 2 outs.
The right fielder, number 1, Lindsay Garcia.
Impressed with Lane here after giving up the hit to Cagle. She comes back and fields her position nicely, calms herself down, gets her feet moving, doesn't throw off balance. The most important out is that play at the plate. She's able to make it.
Ball hit on a line to center field, and that's measured by Lauren Van Asch to make the catch.
The second baseman, number 30, Bella Cabral.
The lineup for Joanna Harden and the Who's here in Durham. Hilton retired on a pitch. This is a very impressive freshman, Bella Cabral. Cassidy Hudson getting a start in this one for UVA as well. Just 9 at-bats on the season, so a little different mix in there for Joe Harden. That's hit towards short, off the glove, picked up from the knees and throw to first in time. Still to get Cabral. Well, Maddie Moore went to her left. Looked like she had it on the fly, and then it popped out. Was able to, from her knees, make a good throw to first to get Cabral.
I mean, you get no style points in this game, Mark. You don't get an extra point if you look good doing something. And Maddie Moore looks like she's got a beat on it and just can't squeeze her glove in time, but shows you her athleticism. She's able to gather herself, throw from her knees, and an equally nice play over there from Cagle to use her whole body to field the ball.
2 outs, base is empty for Abby Weaver. Cave Spring High School in Roanoke, now in her senior year. Shallow left field, Oda. That is a 7-pitch.
Super regionals a year ago. And these are programs that have made their mark quickly.
The Clemson batter is number 4, Abby Vieira.
Abby Vieira, the catcher, leading off for the Tigers. Popped up, left side. Shortstop calls for it, and that's squeezed by Jade Hilton. So season 5 for John Rittman, the ACC Coach of the Year in 2021. Of course, tremendous success at Stanford, so with the U.S. national teams. He's one of the legends, really.
Clemson couldn't have made a better choice to lead the program from infancy. And John Rittman.
That ball's going to get up the middle, so really swinging again this time. First pitch to Ariel Oda. She has a 1-out single, second hit for the Tigers.
I think both of these teams, you know, after that, watching that 10-inning game ahead, they are aggressive at the plate. I mean, we are not seeing too many pitches that are taken in or out of the zone. Both teams clearly with the mindset to swing early and often, stay aggressive.
Back to the top of the order, Mackenzie Clark, who was hit by the first pitch of the game. It appeared right in the hand or the wrist. Team leading 9 home runs for Clark. It was first team all ACC back in her true freshman year at 2021. Announced yesterday as second team all ACC for 2024.
I mean, people talk about 5-tool players all the time and kind of hand out that accolade a little bit too much, in my opinion, but Mackenzie Clark truly is. She can hit for average, she can hit for power, she can steal bases, she's got a great arm in the outfield. I mean, there's really not much she can do. She can get on base using the short game, she can hit it over the fence. There's not many players that play the outfield position that can really impact the game on defense, but she can with some of her highlight reel catches out there in her throws.
Down back. I assume they're still calling Mackenzie by the nickname Pie, at least occasionally, because she's a big fan of, I believe it's strawberry pie is her favorite. It's going to kick off the catcher Boggs in advance, 60 feet for Ariel Oda. A wild pitch.
Lane doesn't typically go down in the zone. She's more up in the zone, but like that she's trying to mix it in, give a different look for Clemson. But that one, she let go out of her hand way too early.
Courtney Lane, sophomore from Appomattox, Virginia. Her last appearance in the regular season was at Virginia Tech on April 23rd in relief through 2 2/3 innings. The state player of the year in Virginia in high school in 2022. Time requested there by Box. Clark battling Courtney Lane here. Clemson scored in the first, really had a chance to make it a huge inning. A Cagle base hit made it 1-0. There was still nobody out with the bases loaded, and Courtney Lane was able to wiggle out of the rest of that. Now another pitch that gets away as Oda's going to trot all the way over to third base.
Well, Leah Boggs has really had a terrific career at Virginia. A season ago, led the conference in runners thrown out stealing, typically blocks the ball very well. But she's having a tough time with a lot of spin on the ball, and Lane's crossing her up a little bit, setting up on one side of the plate, ball's coming on the other side of the plate. That's tough for any catcher to get over and knock the ball down.
So Clark, who was hit by a pitch to begin the game, now walks on that 3-2 pitch. So Clark already on base for a second time, and runners are at the corners.
Virginia pitching staff, she's a senior, having her best season. And she's going to bring a little different look than the spinny Courtney Lane. What you're going to see from Maddie Harris is a rise curve combo, really mixes speeds, has high velocity, really can stretch the zone. She's tall and long, and so her motion is a little deceptive. It gets on you quick. It looks a little bit slow, but she really has great velocity, can heat it up close to 70 miles an hour. She's third in the ACC in ERA.
Mentioned her length, 6 feet 1 inch tall. Off the glove of Cabral. And into right field, and that's going to bring in the run. Oda, 2-0 Clemson. Pretty hot shot by Alex Brown that the freshman Cabral could not handle.
Well, that's what this Clemson offense can do. Now that they are healthy and at full strength, this pitch is right over the heart of the plate, not where Maddie Harris wanted it to be. And Alex Brown just squares it up, times it up, pulls it into right field for an RBI.
RBI single for Brown. 25th run batted in for Alex Brown. So Maddie Moore at the plate. Facing Maddie Harris. 2 balls, no strikes. Maddie yesterday named ACC All First Team.
I don't know if it's a little bit of nerves. I mean, this is a new position for Virginia to be in the top half of the league, playing immediately in the quarterfinals, getting a bye yesterday. But this is a pitching staff in the top 25 in the nation in ERA. And we've seen it from Courtney Lane with the hit batter, the walk. And now we've seen it with Maddie Harris, who's just really having an outstanding season, leaving the ball over the plate. Just really haven't settled in yet. And I give a lot of credit also to Clemson because they have come out attacking on offense.
Got that in on the fifth to Moore. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Two on with 1 out, a run in already here in the Clemson second. They've taken an early 2-0 lead.
And I really do like this combination from Joanna Hardin when she goes to a bullpen. Courtney Lane really spins to a right-handed batter to the inner half of the plate. Maddie Harris, more of a glove side strength with the rise, glove side, curveball. So it's a nice compliment.
Maddie Harris comes back and gets the strikeout of Maddie Moore. That's the second out of the inning. Harris getting her first strikeout.
The first baseman, number 72, Valerie Cagle.
Val Cagle scorched one off the arm of the third baseman Kuhn and into left field for an RBI single her first time up. It's an off-speed strike. Team leading 40th RBI for Cagle in the first inning, and she's got a couple more runners aboard here. ACC Player of the Year last year. Seems to always be a growing number of the stars in college softball, Carol, and Valerie Cagle's been one of those for a number of years.
I mean, if you've been following softball the last 5 years, you know Valerie Cagle's name. I mean, she has been a bright, shining star from day one and on both sides of the ball. And a high-level pitcher, high-level hitter. I mean, you think about the great two-way players of all time. You think of Lisa Fernandez, you think of Rachel Garcia. I mean, she is right in that category.
Fouled back. I mentioned she won ACC Player of the Year last year. That was the second time she won it. She also won that award back in 2021. She's been a first-team All-American. Won a Gold Glove. Rawlings Gold Glove as a pitcher last year. 3-2 pitch. Off speed, fouled away.
Oh, nice barrel control there from Cagle. That was a fantastic off-speed pitch from Harris. We've seen 3 off-speed pitches in this at-bat to Cagle. And that time Cagle was able to pick it up early enough to at least keep her hands back and foul it off.
It's going to land foul, chased down by Kuhn, but on the bounce. Nothing Clemson early here in our second of 4 games today on ACC Network from the ACC Championship. And ball 4 is high. Good bat there by Cagle, who works a walk to load the bases.
Veteran at bat, fouled a few pitches off, really was hunting something with a little velocity to it, so got behind with an off-speed pitch. Just a veteran at bat to work and work, foul things off. Never did get a pitch she could drive and ends up getting the walk.
So here's Aaliyah Longoleo, who came up with the bases loaded, nobody out an inning ago with Clemson leading 1-0 and struck out. Now she's up with the bases loaded, 2 outs. And a 2-0 Clemson lead. Looks playable in foul ground for the first baseman Barbie, and Shelby makes the catch. Clemson has left the bases loaded in each of the first 2 innings, but they lead it 2-10. It would be only the second time in school history.
They have put themselves in a great position. Of course, a win today against a team that's higher than you in the RPI is only going to help their cause. But barring anything odd happening on multiple levels across the country where a team that's already going, you know, you think about the Sun Belt, you've got Louisiana, you've got Texas State that are already going. Well, if someone comes up that's the 6 seed, the 8 seed, the 10 seed in a tournament, takes that bid away, then you start to get a little nervous if you're Virginia. But if the majority of those conference tournaments go as planned, Virginia will be punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Here's their tournament resume. Looking solid. And Macy Eaton, the DP, leading off. You know, Virginia's not a team, though, Carol, that's going to win a lot of high-scoring games. They're fortunate this is only a 2-0 game right now.
There could be a much bigger gap on the scoreboard. Clemson has left a lot of runners on.
Right back to Spencer, just protecting herself, and made the catch on that line drive in the process. It retires Macy Eaton.
I mean, this is just a reaction play from Spencer. Leaves it a little bit over the plate, down in the zone. And she's able to snag it with a big smile.
Shelby Barbie, named 3rd team All-ACC yesterday. Barbie recently won ACC Player of the Week. Actually shared it with Duke's Amaya Burgess. It's the only time this year that there were co-winners in the ACC for Player of the Week. That ball hits Barbie in the leg. So hit by pitch from Spencer gives UVA their first base runner of the game.
And Spencer struggling a little bit with command early in the game. The last pitch, you could tell right when she let it go, she was pointing to her chest, you know, that was on me, my bad. Ball was not where it was supposed to be. And then on the very next pitch, even though she's 0-2, ball gets away from her as well.
Baseman Sarah Kuhn. Harris falls behind, 2 balls, no strikes. I should say Spencer falls behind. In the air out to left field, Ariel Oda. 2 outs. Spencer has gotten 3 of her outs through the air, 4 if you want to consider the line drive back at her in the air.
And you know, that's pretty rare, Mark. Typically she works a little more down in the zone. You're going to see her roll a few more ground ball outs. Virginia out in front a little bit on that pitch. But also a lot of it has to do with Spencer. Her command is just not sharp today. She hasn't been really hitting that bottom part of the zone, been laying it a little bit more elevated and over the plates, while you're seeing more fly ball outs.
Check swing by Lauren Van Ash. Miera was asking for an appeal. Third base umpire David Irwin says no. That's close.
That's about as close as you can come to not crossing the plane. You've got to make that call in real time.
And misses low, 2 balls and a strike on Van Ash. Virginia, 250 batting average as a team this year, 32 home runs. With a 2.34 team ERA. Full count. Spencer able to come back and strike out Van Ash. He works around that hit by pitch. Bring out the tent. The weather has cooperated. Hey there, folks. Got the food rolling, man. That's the way you do it. It's veteran moves right there.
Much happier tailgate over there after the victory from Duke.
Yes.
No doubt about it. They're probably all hungry. That was a long game.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a stressful 3+ hours. However long as they played in the first game today. Julia Noller leading off. She's the DP. 2-0 Clemson. First 2 innings for them have looked strikingly similar, scoring 1 run each time and leaving the bases loaded each time. And there's a base hit. And for the second time in 3 innings, they put the leadoff batter on base. This time it's Julia Noller.
Julia Noller started the season on fire for Clemson. Really, once hit the conference season, slowed down a little bit with her offensive production, but still, good things happen when you swing, and sometimes when you're struggling a little bit, that's the best thing you can do. She didn't really get a good piece of that ball, but it was enough on the handle to start the rally for her team.
Kennedy Ariel is going to run at first base for Noller.
Batting next, number 1, Kennedy.
Tiger hitter is going to be Lindsey Garcia. Lindsey lined out to center field to end the bottom of the first inning, or top of the first. Jumps on the first pitch, and it's going to twist foul back and out of play. Lindsey Garcia spent 4 seasons at Auburn. Grad transfer to Clemson this year. Spins around from one that was tailing in on her. Back to the screen. Knowles are here. Been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde year for them. Is that the best way to describe it, or one way?
I mean, you look at their offensive numbers, and they have destroyed a lot of teams just by pure offense, outscoring other people.
Off Barbie's mitt. Gabriel able to pick it up, looked at first, didn't have a play there, and then too late to go to second. Ariel scoots down 60 feet, and Garcia is on, and it's 2 on, nobody out again for Clemson.
I mean, this is a ball that's outside of the strike zone, but it was a hit and run. And Garcia does her job in making contact. It was a tough pitch to hit. It was at least 2 balls off the plate. Had Barbie come up with that, could have been a double play for sure, but she doesn't. Nobody out still for Clemson.
It is a base hit, but you're right. If she catches that ball and is able to stop her momentum, she's probably going to beat Ariel back to the bag, and his base is empty, 2 outs. Instead, it's 2 on, nobody out after that base hit by Garcia. Bunted foul by Vieira and just out of reach of box.
Yeah, Vieira really didn't get squared around at all on that particular bunt. Coach Rittman not real happy about that. Just kind of threw her bat at it. Want to make sure you square your whole body around. Get that bat in front of the plate.
It lands. Throw to first is in time from Boggs to Cabral. Wasn't a great bunt. There was a lot of air under that, but it dropped before Boggs could get there and catch it on the fly, and it does the job they intended, advancing the 2 runners.
Yeah, Vieira is very fortunate. Watch her barrel. She drops her barrel. And if you want the ball, if you want to go get a ball that's lower than your barrel, you just got to bend your knees. And she does not bend her knees further. She drops her barrel, and you're right, Mark. She's very fortunate that ball was not caught.
But it did the job for Clemson. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Ariel Oda's the hitter. Big rip, foul tip, a ball and a strike. Otis singled to center, first time up. Needs a moment to get that elbow guard in position. Down and away to Oda.
Virginia middle infield really playing pretty far back with already down 2 runs, runner at third, less than 2 outs. Have to believe it's an angled down play if this ball gets hit in the infield, especially up the middle, that the pinch runner, Ariel, will take off. That's a pretty long throw right now for the middle infield.
Getting them on hasn't been an issue today. Getting the runners in has been a bit of one. They've scored 2. That's chopped foul. They left the bases loaded in the 1st and 2nd innings, scoring 1 in each of those frames. Another scoring opportunity here in the top of the 3rd for the Tigers.
And here you get a better look. You see both middle infielders playing behind the baseline.
Strike three. Big strikeout for Maddie Harris to get the second out of the inning, getting Oda looking.
Once again, Clemson comes up empty with runners in scoring position. What a pitch from Harris. She just spins the ball to the outer half of the zone. Leah Boggs sticks it with the frame. Too close to look at for Oda.
So here's Mackenzie Clark, who's at the plate for a third time already in the top of the third inning, but does not have an official at bat, as she's been hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the game and then worked a walk in the second. You got Clark at the plate. If you're Clemson, it's a big plate appearance here, Carol, because if you miss another opportunity to add to the lead, then you're kind of like, hey, we're letting them hang around. We're letting them hang around. But Clark, with one swing here, could really open up a wide gap.
Well, it can be frustrating, you know, when you get that many runners on and you don't have a lot to show for it, so to speak. And what it does for Virginia is it gives them a lift. I mean, they have a lot of faith in their pitching staff, in their defense. This is something Virginia's been doing to opponents all season long. Just kind of hang around, hold the score down, and find ways to score.
Clark takes a close pitch on 1-2.
Harris had just been living on the corners, showing command. That's a curveball. Very close.
Tell you what, she hit the glove. Boggs' glove really didn't move at all. Now that doesn't mean it was a strike. She hit the glove.
Well, and Harris is tough to hit right now because she has command on both sides of the plate. She can spin it on the inner half, on the outer half. She mixes speeds, so it's very difficult to time her up.
2 on, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Off speed is in the dirt. Full count. Coach Harden's team has navigated several jams already, trying to do it again here in the top of the third inning. How to play. Mackenzie Clark, second team All-ACC announced yesterday. Second time she's been that. Also occurred in 2022. Was first team All-Conference through freshman year in 2021. In a spot here with a 3-2 pitch and pops it up, and this one is playable for Sarah Kuhn at third base. Well, this time, third game up 4 today. Pam Moore, Jenny Dalton-Hill have the call on that, and the rest of the ACC Championship. Starting with that game. So still plenty of softball to play here in Durham and on ACC Network today. Cassidy Hudson leading off. Sophomore has not had a ton of playing time this year, Carol, just 9 at bats, so the sample size is very small. Getting a big start in a big spot today.
And trying to do anything she can to get this offense going for Virginia. This is not a team that has a lot of power numbers. They can't score quickly and in bunches. They do need to string hits together. Short game hit, steal a base. They love to put runners in motion, hit and run, bunt and run. But it all starts with getting runners on base.
For Hudson, this is her 26th game of the season, her 6th start. And again, 9 at bats on the year. Spencer picks up her second strikeout. She got Van Ash to win the second, and now it's Hudson to start the third. Ball one low to the catcher, Leah Boggs.
Number 10. 8.
Well, I tell you what, John
Levi.
Rittman's a smart man. It's like, hey, we're going to get a program off the ground. We better get some pitching.
And a good pitching coach. And Kyle Jamison, one of the best. Good effort out there from Garcia. Just can't come up with it. She had to go a long way and shaking her head a little bit, just knowing your surroundings. She got to the ball, but she just didn't look it into her glove, and it hits off her hand.
That was a long run. I would not assess an error on that drop foul. Out to shortstop, and it comes up and hits her in the chest. Moore doesn't have a play. And that's another interesting scoring decision there. Probably is going to be an error, but this ball definitely took a longer hop. The last one here. Boom. Well, that's an error.
Yeah, she had every opportunity there, just did not get herself in position. That last hop was a little bit of a short hop, and she comes up, pulls her chest up. That allows way too much distance between her eyes and the ball. Can't see it in. And this Clemson defense, if there's an Achilles heel for Clemson this season, it is their defense. And the Clemson pitchers, on top of that, they throw a lot of ground ball outs. On the season, they have over 400 ground ball outs, just over 250 fly ball outs. So that means the ball is going to have to be handled, especially in the infield. And it's been a struggle this season for Clemson.
There goes the runner. Boggs to, that's going to trickle away. It would have been close, but probably would have been safe regardless. And 10th steal of the season in as many tries for the UVA catcher, Leah Boggs.
And this is what Virginia does. They just take advantage of every opportunity. This is a pitch low in the dirt. Maddie Moore's just late getting there, in my opinion. She's arriving when the ball's arriving, so she's just has too much motion going on there. Does not come up with the ball. Kind of 2 plays in a row where Maddie Moore's been a little bit out of control and hasn't been able to make the play.
Boggs is at second with 1 out. This is the top of the order for UVA and Jade Hilton with a one ball, 1 strike count. Jade fouled out to the left fielder Oda in the first inning. Out behind short in left field, incoming Oda. Ariel Oda tracks it down, 2 outs.
Oh, that's a big out for Clemson. Jade Hilton has been the story of the offense this season for Virginia. She's the only hitter in the lineup hitting above 300.
Number 30.
And a long ball threat with 1 swing of the bat could have tied this game. Big out.
Melly Cabral, the ground out to short in her first at bat, made the ACC all-freshman team yesterday. Down the right field side, Garcia kind of battling some of the sun, and right near the foul line makes him 8 stranded on base. You're probably not going to like that, but you do have a couple of runs of this inning. What's been going on with the offense early?
Well, you got to credit their pitchers for making pitches in tough situations. But the good news is we're getting the runners on. This time of year, you just need timely hits. We've got a couple, so we got 2 runs on the board, and hopefully we can add a few more and give Reagan some more support.
Well, Coach, speaking of Reagan, you've got a deep pitching staff, and you handed the ball to Spencer today. What went into that decision, giving her the start in Game 1 of the championship here?
Well, she's just proven herself all year, and just a true competitor. You know, she's a senior, and she's earned this moment today, and she's pitching well, you know. Just love Reagan in the circle and love what she brings to our program.
Always good to catch up with you. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach John Rittman. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. One of the legends of college softball coaching, and just softball coaching in general. You got to throw in his national teamwork, right?
And he's just, not only done so much for the sport with the programs he's been a part of. You think of Stanford, obviously starting the program at Clemson, which is not easy to do, to start a program from scratch. And he's literally laid the groundwork for every program to come after, because how he's done it has been fantastic for USA softball, but also just always is working to make the sport better as a whole, and just one of the best minds out there in terms of just taking care of our game.
You know, really, needless to say, a terrific hire, and it worked out really well for Clemson, obviously, after his time at Stanford. I think he'd been kind of, with Megan Smith at Kansas as an associate head coach in Lawrence. Ooh, look out. But couldn't have been a better timing and hiring for Clemson. This actually hit the bat of Alex Brown, trying to pull it back on the bunt attempt. Shot into left field. Well, here come the Tigers again. They get the leadoff batter on base already for a third time in 4 innings. Second hit for Brown, who had an RBI single last time.
This with Clark at the top of the lineup, Brown in the 2 position, just gives a lot of speed and a lot of options for Clemson at the top. And because Clark made the last out of the inning, it's like you have another true leadoff hitter in Alex Brown, and she gets the job done.
It's Maddie Moore's turn. Strike 1 from Harris as Maddie Moore, a walk and a strikeout. The walk came against the UVA starting pitcher Courtney Lane. The strikeout against the hurler she faces now, Maddie Harris. Ball and a strike.
Oh, Virginia and Harris specifically right around the strike zone. And I look for Clemson to take advantage with the speed, look for some sort of hit and run. Put the runner in motion some point in time at this at bat. Especially with a favorable count. You got a 2-1 count now, which gets to a 3-1 count. I look for it as well.
Big wave and a miss by Moore. You know, similar to the first game we had today between Duke and Boston College, these are 2 teams that haven't played in a while. They each haven't played in 11 days since their last game. Clemson finished up at Louisville April 28th. UVA at Georgia Tech on that same date. Finished the regular season. Yeah. We do need that back. We appreciate the effort. 2-2 pitch is hitting the air to left field. Hudson drifting back, just keeps going onto the track to make the catch. Tagging from first and going to second is Brown. It turns into a productive out for Maddie Moore. And I didn't think off the bat it had a chance to get out, but it darn near did. It's going to send up Val Cagle, who brought in the game's first run.
Had the opportunity in the first inning and does something she's been doing her entire career, comes through for her team in big moments. Big smile from the senior. The plate, a curve, throws a high velocity, and most importantly, her hits per 7, her strikeouts per 7, some of the best in the country. Both those numbers in the top 25 nationally.
Bigham inserted into the game just in time to face Valerie Cagle, who has an RBI hit and a walk. First 2 plate appearances, Cagle has looked very comfortable at the plate.
And that's a big reason for the pitching switch. You know, they just want to give her different looks.
Slow grounder. Cabral was her out at first, so soft contact there. Cagle able to advance Brown to third, but it does cost the second out of the inning. If you are UVA, you will take that every day of the week.
And out with Valerie Cagle? Yes, for sure. You don't see those very often, really throughout her entire career.
The third baseman, number 16, Aaliyah Longoleo.
Aaliyah Longoleo, 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch strike. Strikeout and a foul out so far for Aaliyah. Who's first team all conference as well. So you got 2 first teamers in the ACC announced yesterday, battling here Eden Bigham and Aaliyah Longoleo. Almost got her and misses inside. Virginia native Eden Bigham. 2 balls and a strike on Longoleo. Popped up to first and right near the bag. Shelby Barbie makes the catch. Your artistry with your pitchers here. Kind of take me through. You've been able to avoid the big inning with Courtney Madison and Eden, and how you've come to those conclusions. First off, starting Courtney.
You know, we went with a matchup. We were just talking as a staff, and we've been pretty calculated all season, and that's why we are where we are. So we didn't want to change that just because of the situation or because of who we're playing or because of the ACC tournament. So we just continue to do what we've been doing, and I thought, you know, eliminated a couple free passes and an error. This is a 1-run ball game. So they did a great job and hand the ball to Eden, and she's going to take us all the way.
Well, Coach, a lot of balls put in play, not a lot of runs on the board yet. What do you want to see from your offense?
Yeah, we're getting the pitch we're looking for. We're getting into the counts we want to get into. We're just a little long, a little big. It's heavy out here, and just not getting the barrel to it. So I think we're putting ourselves in a good spot, getting the ball in the air a little bit. I just would like to see it a little less up in the air, a little more line drive through the middle of the field. I think we just got to shorten up and pepper the middle of the field, and you know, trust our base runners to get it done. And yeah, we're on it. I think I like where we're at. We just got to keep at it and keep grinding.
Appreciate the insight on the Who's. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, appreciate it. Go Who's.
Joe Harden. Interesting, you know, because you and I were debating before the game. They're going to start Bigham. They're going to go somewhere else. But basically, it took a couple innings. But now Joe has it in the hands of Bigham. And as she just described, her plan is for her to carry it the rest of the way.
And she used the word calculated. And I liked that word for Joanna Harden. I mean, she is just such a strategist.
There is the first really well-executed bunt we have seen all day through the 2 games. And Abby Weaver is on with a leadoff bunt base hit.
And this is vintage Virginia this season. They find ways on base. Not a lot of power numbers. So this time on the first pitch, Weaver gets it down. So she has the element of surprise because she's able to get the ball fair, really deadens the speed of the ball by loosening her grip. She's an outstanding bunt hit.
And the first hit for UVA so far today. Put the leadoff batter on as well for a first time in the game. They have the DP at the plate in Macy Eaton. Spencer misses down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clemson 2 runs on 6 hits. They have stranded 9 runners on base now after leaving 1 on the top of this inning. Ball's belted to right field. Garcia there to make the catch. That was a well-struck ball by Macy Eaton, but Garcia did not have to go far to run it down.
I mean, talk about the Adams. This pitch from Spencer is left elevated and over the middle of the plate. And Eaton times it up perfectly, but it goes right at Lindsey Garcia. Only has to take a step or 2 and see the look on Spencer's face. She knew she left that one in the hitting zone.
So a loud out from Eaton, who hit a liner back to the pitcher, Spencer, in the second inning. Close, but called the ball, and it's 2-0 count. Shelby Barbie hit by pitch in the second. That hitter, so that's twice Barbie has been hit by pitch already today, and it's 2 on with 1 out for UVA.
I just feel like Spencer does not have sharp command today. You know, even the pitches that she's missed have been more in the middle of the plate. And she's hit a couple batters now, and, you know, even fallen behind quite a bit with counts. It just hasn't been a bunt base hit, get hit by a pitch, and here they are. Runner in scoring position, you're looking for that timely hit, clutch hit. Sometimes in this position, they even fake bunt and steal, do a double steal. They just try to do anything they can. This is, again, not a team with a lot of power numbers. Don't have a lot of hitters over that 300 mark on the season. They just scratch and claw and pass the bat, find ways to make things happen.
Kuhn back up the middle, diving attempt by Brown. It's into center. Here comes Weaver. She'll score. Boozer on the board. Kuhn's 24th RBI, and it's 2-1.
This is Virginia at its finest. Get 2 base runners on and come up with the clutch single right back up the middle. Don't see a lot of extra base hits from Virginia. They go to war with what they got, and that is their speed, their ability to put the ball in play and make things happen, and we have a 1-run ball game.
Still only 1 out in the inning. And Ash Dewup, they're going to hit for her. Kelly Ayer.
Hitting for Virginia, number 34, Kelly Ayer.
Ayer comes in off the bench. It's a tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. Up there, Hacken swinging a miss at the first one. Reagan Spencer. Out to left center field, and that's run down by Mackenzie Clark. There's the second out. Joe Harden's got the lineup card out once again. This time it so Kaylin Jones is going to get a chance to hit, and that's going to be the case.
And this is no surprise from Joanna Harding. I once did a game of hers where she had 7 left fielders with all the different DP and exchanges and run, and you know, very creative with the lineup.
She is into the intricacies of the game, is she not, Joe Harden? I mean, you've had 7 left fielders in a game. It's Jones pinch hitting out to center field, and once again that's where Mackenzie Clark roams to make the catch. So who settled for one? Strand a pair, and Noller gets hit by the first pitch from Bigham. Each side has 2 hit by pitches here with nobody out in the 5th.
And that is Bigham's 17th hit batter this season. She really likes to use the rise ball combination. She's not afraid to run it up and in on the hands, and with that comes a couple plunks every now and then. And this time, the timing of those is key. I mean, it's a leadoff right after your team scored a run. I mean, that's just not certainly what Bigham wanted to do, but a huge lift for Clemson.
Garcia takes inside. He caught a quick glimpse of Kaylin Jones, who stayed in left. Kelly Ayer in center for Virginia, with Garcia at the plate. She singled last time up and lined out to center her first time. Look at the outfield and infield defense of the Hoos. This looks like it will get out of play.
And if Bingham's on her game, because she likes to spin the ball up in the zone, she can work a rise to both sides of the plate, and she can work a low rise and a high rise. And that means she's going to, by that spin up in the zone, she's going to get a lot of fly ball outs. She's at a 2-to-1 ratio, fly ball outs to ground ball outs. And I think what's more impressive about that is Leah Boggs gets a little overzealous there, and fortunately for her, it goes right to her third baseman. Big smile on her face. But with Eden Bigham, even though she gets a 2-to-1 fly ball out ratio, she does not give up a lot of home runs, which means she's spinning the ball. She's got something funny going on the ball, because the fly balls are not going over the fence. You know, they're playable. And that just shows you the lively movement she has on the ball to both sides of the plate.
She's allowed only a half dozen homers on the year. Now takes it to a full count on Lindsey Garcia. Waxhead into center field. Kelly Ayer now in the game, able to make the catch. Shallow center for the first out.
Defensive changes for UVA. Now in left field, number 2, Kaylin Jones. In center field, number 34, Kelly Ayer.
Kelly Ayer now in center field. Took over for Van Ash.
That is for Clemson, the catcher, number 4, Abby Vieira.
1 on, 1 out. Here comes the Clemson catcher, Abby Vieira. One official at bat for Abby. It was a pop out to short in the second, then laid down a sac bunt in the third. That's whacked into left center field. Quickly to it is Ayer, but it's a base hit for Abby Vieira.
And this has been the story of the game for Clemson, who has a very explosive offense and the potential to put a lot of runs on the board. That they find themselves once again with a runner in scoring position, one on first base, and opportunities to add to this lead, but they have really struggled. The most important numbers at the bottom there, the runners in scoring position, just 2 for 11 today, and have left 9 runners on base.
9-hole hitter is up, Ariel Oda. Noller and Vieira on base for Clemson. Seven hits for Clemson, 2 for UVA. Runner pickoff attempt back at second, and here comes Noller for third as Boggs, they try to set it up. They try to pick off Noller, and when that gets away, it allows Noller to advance all the way to third.
Well, Boggs is not afraid to throw. Bigham has to get out of the way quickly, and Cabral just cannot handle the ball. It's a good throw from Boggs, but Cabral just a little late, can't get it in her glove. We've seen that a lot today with the middle infielders arriving late to get in position and not being able to come up with the play.
Second UVA error of the game. Well, they assess the error to the catcher, Boggs. Nonetheless, 3-1 pitch coming. Oda check swing foul. First inning single to center for Ariel. Later coming to score. 3-2 pitch from Eden Bigham.
And so you know Bigham likes to work up in the zone, different levels of up in the zone. So as a hitter, you're trying to train your eyes, look down, look for anything above your hands, you're going to let it go. And with 2 strikes, when you've got to protect, you've got to be strong with your hands at the top of the zone of that low rise ball. Get some line drives instead of these fly ball outs.
Oda on base for a second time as she picks up the walk. So a hit batsman, a single, and a walk have loaded the bases for Clemson. That's kind of the same old story for the Tigers today. We'll see how the inning finishes out, and Virginia's going to get a visit from first-year pitching coach Jamie Allred. How many times can Virginia, pitching-wise, play with fire here? And how many times can Clemson miss an opportunity to blow the game open? This is episode number 5 of that. Pulled just foul past thirds. Noller had to hurdle it, and it was about a foot foul. McKenzie's like, ah.
Really wanted that about 2 inches more toward the fair side of the field.
Now she's in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes.
And this is opportune, another, as you mentioned, a lot of opportunities here for Clemson with the bases loaded. You have to just stay in the process, not make the moment too big, not think about the base runners, just have a quality at bat. It's easier said than done because there's no doubt you get a little amped up. You have a chance to build on this lead here, and sometimes you can swing out of the zone and overswing, and Clark showing you she has a little discipline here in this moment as a veteran.
Clark should be deep enough to get the run on that ball, continuing to carry out to the warning track before it's run down by Kelly Ayer. Everybody advancing 60 feet, including Noller, who scores for Clark an RBI on the sac fly. That's 3-1.
Clark gets it done, driving the ball to the outfield to score the run. And it's the base running from Clemson that's equally as impressive. Clark is happy, gets another run for her team. And both base runners know how deep that ball was hit and watched Ayer running away from home plate, so they just took off. And that's just good base running, especially Oda over there at first base. That's not easy to tag at first and advance to second on a ball that's right in front of you in center field. Shows you her speed.
Strike to Alex Brown. Alex already has a couple of hits today. One knocked in a run in the second for 25th RBI of the year. He's also reached on an error, so technically they haven't gotten her out. 2 for 3 officially. Well, we're just talking about Clemson. Can they generate some separation in the run column here? See if Brown, who already has 2 hits, can do that, and she does just that. Pierre is in. Here comes Oda. Throw home is late. And for the first time in the game, Clemson He was threatened in every inning, puts up a crooked number now here in the top of the 5th inning.
Alex Brown comes through state. This is a pitch down in the zone, not usually where Bigham lives, and Alex Brown does not miss it. Not sure why this ball was cut from Barbie. As Weaver came up throwing right to the plate, it would have been a perfect strike. We would have had a close play there at home, but that ball inadvertently is cut. And that's a big mistake for Virginia.
There goes Brown. Now she steals second. The ball's in left center field, and now Brown's at third. Her 4th stolen base, takes 3rd on the error. Alex Brown making it happen, 3 hits.
Alex Brown, good speed. We were waiting for Clemson to put runners in motion. What a throw by Leah Boggs, right at the front of the base, but Cabral is late getting to the base. She goes to the back of the base instead of the front of the base. The ball hits the base, and so that allows Brown. You can see how late Cabral is. If she should be in front of the base, not in back of the base. And because it hits the bag, Brown gets all the way to 3rd base.
They charge Boggs with another error, and that's and I understand you got to give an error to somebody, but both the times Boggs has been assessed an error, her throws were right on the money.
And it happens a lot. A lot of times you're doing a scouting report for a team. You're like, okay, the catcher may have a good arm, as Boggs does, and can release the ball, but more times than not, you're stealing on the middle infielders or on the movement of the infielders. If you're going to steal third, does the third baseman come up? Is it a foot race with the shortstop? And in this case today, Cabral, who's having an outstanding freshman season, this is her first postseason game. She's just late. And sometimes you have to cheat a little bit, maybe a step or two, give up your range to the right side, to the glove side, to make sure you can get to the base in time.
For the record, Carol Bruggeman is not promoting cheating. She just means you got to leave a little early, maybe get a little head start.
No, cheating with the defender,
yes, yeah,
you know, Bella
exactly.
Cabral. Just scoot over, have your starting position be a little bit closer to second base if you're late.
Well,
yeah, I expect Clemson to continue to run at this case, you know. I mean, why wouldn't you? They're going to continue to push the envelope until Virginia proves they can stop it. I anticipate they'll keep those runners in motion.
You see Brown at third base. She's really been the key cog today. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, stolen base. Got the big 2-out, 2-run single in this inning, and a strikeout of more ends for Virginia. Leah Boggs leading off, takes in the dirt. Boggs reached on an error first time up. Popped up on the infield, and Maddie Moore wants it. The shortstop squeezes the first out. This is the 4th meeting of the year between these teams. They played their conference series 3-game set in Charlottesville, March 22nd to the 24th. UVA won that series, won the rubber game 3-0. That's why they're the 4 seed. And Clemson the 5, because they both finished with identical 15-9 records in conference play. Reagan Spencer, now she has a 4-run lead to work with here, Carol, has kind of been feeling her way through this one.
Yeah, has not had the command she typically has. And, you know, some days are like that. You've got to just find ways to win when you don't have your best stuff. You see her almost every other pitch, she's just tapping herself on the chest like, my bad. Didn't go where I wanted to. And, you know, some days are like that. And it's really nice when you have a 4-run cushion and you can kind of work through that a little bit. But you have to keep making adjustments. Some days you feel like $1 million and everything's working as it should, and it's spinning as it should, and locating as it should. And then other days, you might have one pitch you feel great about and have command, and that's it. You've got to be able to spot it, locate it, and continue to work. Even in between innings, you can go down to the bullpen and work on a few pitches. But yeah, this has been a little bit of a labored effort here today for Spencer.
Was 3-0, now 3-2 to Hilton, and Jade takes low ball 4. Jade, who was ACC All-Freshman team last year, first team All-Conference this year, and she's on base for the first time. And the first walk allowed by Spencer. She's hit a couple batters, but that's her first walk. Ooh.
Looked like the barrel did come across. Reagan Spencer thought so too. Yeah, and he, you know, Coach Rittman, you can read his lips and hear what he's saying. That barrel went across the plate, and it's what we saw too.
And Cooper, the first base umpire, saw it differently. So instead of a strikeout, it is a walk for Hilton. There's Belly Cabral. The Oklahoma native Cabral is grounded to short and fly to right.
That off-speed pitch is working well for Spencer. Like to see her use it a little bit more. She's throwing it with confidence. That's the pitch she's had the most command of today. Typically more drop.
Cagle. 2 gone. Speaking of Cagle, if you Clemson is able to win this game, it certainly leaves number 72 available to be in the circle later in this ACC championship. But quite a bit of softball still to play here in this 4-run game. Virginia has Abby Weaver at the plate. Who started a rally with a bunt base hit in the 4th and came in to score the lone UVA run. Out towards short, and a diving catch. Maddie Moore to retire the side.
It's been a great season.
Cagle sends it to right. The first pitch winds up in the glove of Abby Weaver.
There's so much parity in this league. You know, you look up and down the lineup, and look what Boston College did just in the first 2 games today. Had a real opportunity to knock off the 1 seed in Duke. I mean, it's really anyone's championship to win at this point.
Aaliyah Longoleo takes a first pitch strike from Eden Bigham. Yeah, it really seemed like Duke felt some effects initially, especially offensively, from not having played in over 10 days. And then also, I assume there is a bit of a weight on your team when you not only are the #1 seed, but you are hosting.
A little bit of pressure and expectation that goes with that.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing at home. You are the 1 seed. You want to do well in front of the home crowd. I mean, this is a Duke program that has set themselves up to play at home not only this weekend, but next weekend at NCAA regionals, should they advance, super regionals. I mean, they are having an outstanding season with a very high RPI. But there's a lot of pressure and a lot of expectation with that, especially when you've had a long break. And, oh, by the way, you have to face Abby Dunning, who just had an outstanding season.
That would be strike 3 if they can complete it with the throw down to first and do so with Leah Boggs.
Bigham goes to her off-speed pitch. It's a drop down in the zone, a place she doesn't live often. This pitch clearly not a strike, but Longoleo can't hold up. And that's why, as a pitcher, even if you don't throw a pitch for a strike, if you give hitters another look, or another speed. It just keeps them thinking, and that's what you want. You want hitters who have busy minds and who are thinking in the box. And if you're a hitter out there, you know it's time to trust your swing when you're in the box. You don't have time for thinking. You don't have time for processing, mechanical adjustments. You do all that in practice. When you step in the box and it's time to hit, there's only one word, and that's trust your swing.
Two balls and a strike. Julia Noller has been on base a couple of times with a single and a hit by pitch. 8 hits for the Tigers, 2 for the Cavaliers. Leading Bigham came in with 1 out in the 4th inning. They're pitching with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Full count.
She has such a smooth motion. You know, there's no wasted motion from Eden Bigham. Gets her sign. Really explodes toward the plate. And it's just smooth. There's nothing offline, jerky about it. And that's what's helped her have such good command. You know, when you're consistent, that's why you spend so much time in the batting cages as well, trying to develop a consistent swing, a repeatable swing. It's the same thing with your pitches. You want a repeatable pitch, repeatable motion. And Bigham does a good job of that.
2 outs and a 3-2 pitch coming to Julia Noller. Ball 4. 3rd time today, Noller has reached base, all via different fashion. Single, hit by pitch, and walk. Well, in many ways, this could be a much bigger deficit than 4 runs for Virginia, as Clemson has left at least 1 on in every inning and 10 through the first 5. That grazed her. Garcia hit by pitch. Second one of those from Bigham. 3rd for UVA pitching.
It's a low rise ball that Bigham just doesn't finish. Kind of bleeds into the leg of Garcia. Not a hard hit by pitch, but a hit by pitch nonetheless.
Yeah, if you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's exactly how you want it to go right there.
Yes, yes, not on like some wrist bone, ankle bone.
To first, right on the bag. Barbie Vieira up there hacking, and that takes care.
To just 2 hits.
Play for the left fielder. Oda. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Batting for UVA, the first baseman, number 20, Shelby Barbie.
So there's the line. You used what? Persistent? What other?
Resilient.
Resilient? I made you dig into your
My thesaurus.
adjective thesaurus, yeah.
Well, and that's the pitch right there, the off-speed pitch. That's the one she's had the most command of, and I love that has started here in the later innings. She's starting off each count with that pitch. Not every batter, but quite often. And that has afforded her the opportunity to at least get ahead, because when she's been throwing her drop ball and her other pitches that she just hasn't had that pinpoint command, so she's been behind in the count. But that off speed has allowed her to stay ahead.
Just misses inside, 2-1, Shelby Barbie. But you mentioned it earlier. Reagan Spencer hasn't had her best stuff, but there are going to be days like that, and if you can win without your best stuff, that to me would be the mark of a high caliber pitcher.
Yeah, and any pitcher knows that. It's not every day that you have your best stuff with your highest velocity and your off speed is working as well. You just have to kind of keep working through it, and you can still win as long as you can locate, spin the ball, stick with it. Just because it doesn't work in the first inning doesn't mean it's not going to come back to you in the 5th or 6th inning. And Spencer has controlled Virginia. Really not a lot of hard hit balls, and that's really been the difference.
So he gets a strikeout there. Sarah Kuhn takes ball 1. Reagan Spencer trying to pick up win number 10 on the season. She started the day with an ERA right at 2.00 on the season. Since she threw ball 1 to Kuhn there, that means that Spencer has thrown a first pitch strike to exactly half the UVA hitters, 12 of the 24. .75 pitches now from Spencer. She's back in her home state. She's from Lexington, North Carolina. Just the body language of Reagan Spencer today has been entertaining to watch as well as she's tried to navigate through this.
Well, and I love that she owns it. When she knows she misses a pitch, she's going to tap her chest. She's looking over at Kyle Jamison, her pitching coach.
Hot shot, 1 eye. Moore throws her out. That is a 3-up.
For dominance, just can't say enough about Lonnie Alameda and the job she's done with that program. And she's had to kind of put the puzzle pieces together a little differently this year with the pitching staff. And here she is, finishing 2nd still in the ACC championship and marching toward getting to the final here and possibly winning another tournament championship.
You know, Lonnie Alameda should be in the Hall of Fame. No, wait, she is. She went in with you late last year. Congratulations again.
Thank you, and just so fun to go in with Coach Alameda. She's so deserving, and it was certainly a special evening.
Clemson batting down top of the 7th, up 4. 9, 1, and 2 hitters, and Ariel Oda has a hit, a walk, and a couple of runs scored. Ooh, that was running in on her. She's tried to bunt it. She's just happy it hit the bat and not hurt.
Yeah, that's called committing to get the pitch down. She really attacks the zone here, gets her barrel. She's just committed. And that pitch, as you mentioned, just got too tight on her, so her bat angle ended up going backwards. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is get out of the way. You're trying to pull your bat back, trying to get your body out of the way, and sometimes the pitch just runs and finds you. Every coach in the third base box, first base box will tell you that as well. Then try to move to get out of the way, and the ball just kind of keeps tracking you.
Kind of came in on her again on 3 and 2.
I just love Oda's, just her energy in the 9 spot in the lineup. Just kind of has the mentality of a leadoff hitter, you know, just feisty, fights off pitches, can get on base a lot of different ways.
And works a walk as the rise ball is high, and Oda's on base for a 3rd time today.
And anybody out there would love when their 9 batter has 4 at-bats and they get on 3 times to turn that lineup over. And Oda, one of the best.
It's the 5th time in 7 innings today that Clemson has put the leadoff batter on base. Turns the lineup order over for Mackenzie Clark. This is a 5th plate appearance for Clark. She's had 1 official at bat. She has a hit by pitch, a walk, a sac fly. 1 official at bat came in the 3rd when she popped out to third base.
Well, Virginia has changed their steal defense. Jade Hilton now sliding over and covering the steal. Cabral has been struggling to get over there, and that allows Cabral to play a little deeper, give herself a little more range.
Two balls and a strike. Looking ahead to the UVA 7, they're going to trail it by at least 4. They have the bottom 3 in the order due up. Off speed taken for strike 2.
That's been the difference maker for Bingham this season. Really only had command of that off-speed pitch about 10-15% of the time last year. This year she is throwing her off-speed pitch for a strike 35% of the time. That is a huge jump in one season, and again has helped her make a jump in that ERA, keeping that ERA low. There's a very high strikeout per 7, very low hits per 7. And again, she's one of those pitchers who just continues to reinvent themselves and get better each year. And being able to throw that off-speed pitch with command for a strike has been a difference maker for Bingham.
Fouled back. Just a sophomore, Eden Bingham. Nobody out in the Clemson 7th. 3-2 count. Mackenzie Clark. High and deep, but foul down the left field side.
Tell you what, Clark does not get cheated on her swings. I mean, she gets her money's worth. She has a very aggressive swing, aggressive mindset. I mean, there's not much she doesn't do. Steals bases, plays defense. Everything with that kind of all gas mentality.
This one's going to be off the very top of the fence. Now Jones has to chase it. It's finally picked up by error, and it's an RBI double for Clark, who missed a home run by about a foot, maybe 2. And it scores Oda all the way from first base, and it's 6-1. That ball was hammered, a line drive that almost got out.
It was a rocket, and Clark just battled, gets a low rise ball, but keeps her hands high, her barrel higher, elevates it. That was to the wall in about 2 seconds, maybe less, because she completely squared it up. And this is what Mackenzie Clark gives to the Clemson offense, that energy, that enthusiasm, and they feed off their leadoff hitter.
Still nobody out in the inning for Alex Brown, who's had a big day. On base all 4 times, 3 hits, and has reached on an error. And really, I think, Carol, her last at bat in the 5th, when with 2 outs, she drove in 2 with a single to right, really kind of got Clemson over the top. And they finally had a multi-run inning after all those times they threatened early.
Agree. We were just waiting for that hit. I know Clemson certainly was. They had opportunity after opportunity, and it can get frustrating as an offense when you know you left bases loaded back-to-back innings. And the hit by Brown really broke it open, and you could feel just like this collective sigh of relief from the Clemson offense.
Just missed. Alex is in her first year with Clemson, of course. Good time at North Carolina. Donna Papa retired. Brown elected to transfer. She's on base again. This time with a walk.
Yeah, uncharacteristic inning here for Bingham with 2.
0 for 3 with a walk is Maddie Moore. Michaela Hogue has got.
They will look to do that. That's why you see the depth that they have up the middle.
Up there hacking and more. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out straight back.
Good sign for Bigham is now she's working from ahead. Good movement on those last couple pitches. And she's deceptively fast as well, you know, kind of has a slighter frame, but she can really whip the ball in there because of her mechanics. Very smooth mechanics, very powerful leg drive.
Bigham trying to get that elusive first out here in the top of the 7th. Another deep count. It goes full on Maddie Moore. A 3-2 pitch.
And they're really allowing Bigham to work through this type of situation. Should Virginia hear their name called in a few days on Sunday, which I believe they will, get a bid and a berth into the NCAA tournament, they're going to find themselves in a lot of positions like this, facing tough hitters, nobody out. And this is a situation that Bigham and the rest of the pitching staff just really needs to learn to work through.
The 3rd walk of the inning. Loads the bases. Valerie Cagle coming up. Cagle knocked in the game's first run back in the 1st inning. An RBI single, walked in the 2nd. Since then, she's grounded out and flied out.
Well, Cagle not having the season that she's had the majority of her career, and how could you? I mean, you read her accolades earlier, just player of the fill in the blank in a lot of ways and a lot of years. But she's still a very important part of this Clemson team.
Bouncing ball scoots past the charging Hilton and will score 2. Not hit all that hard, but Cagle just bounced it right through the middle. It would have been a tough play for Hilton, trying to charge and field and throw quickly. Never came up with it.
Now this is pitched down in the zone, and Cagle just beats it into the ground. It's not even a full swing, not even a strike in my opinion, but because the infield is pulled in just a little bit, Jade Hilton overruns that, and it's been a tough inning so far for Virginia's ace.
2-run single for Cagle, who's knocked in 3 now today, and that brings a smile to Valerie's face. I think the big hitters like her, who usually hit the ball right on the screws and hit line drives, when they get a little kind of gift from the softball gods, when you don't hit one very hard, you get 2 RBIs and a hit, you're kind of like, okay, yeah. That makes up for some of the hard line drives that are outs.
That's right. And I don't know, she was channeling her inner slapper, I think, on that one, because she just beat it into the ground from the left side.
Her inner slapper. That's getting psychological.
We all have those, don't we?
Yeah.
We all want to be fast like that.
UVA just still trying to get that first out. Coach Rittman, I think he wants to run perhaps for Cagle here. Galeo's the hitter. Yeah, they're going to get a runner out there for Cagle. Julia Baumhart.
Number 6, Julia Baumhart.
Baumhart in for Cagle. running at first base. Lungaleo hits a high fly to right. It's going to carry back towards the front of the track where it's run down by Weaver. The lead runner tags and advances. Being Brown goes to third. Okay, that's more.
Every time Clemson has had an opportunity to take the extra base today, they have done so. And they have been, it's been a little bit of a base running clinic. I mean, we've seen 2 runners advance on a deep fly ball, 1 from first base on a catch. If the ball's kicked away, they just always have their head on a swivel, head up, looking to take the extra base.
Baumhart was running with the pitch. It's caught by Hilton. Baumhart able to return to first. Actually, Kuhn, the third baseman, caught that on the left side, but able to get the second out of the inning. But being aggressive again, I mean, they're starting the runner there. 7 runs in the 7th inning. There goes the runner. The throw goes through, and the tag is made. The out ends the inning. So they started Baumhart again. This time she's thrown out. 7, 8, 9 batters up for Virginia. Kelly came in as a pinch hitter in the 4th, fly to center, stayed in the game in center field. There's pitch strike from Spencer. Eight runs, 9 hits, an error for Clemson. They have stranded 13 on base. 10 of those in the first 3 innings. First 5 innings make that. UVA 1 run, 2 hits. Well, you mentioned it for UVA. Not 100% rock solid for the NCAA tournament, but pretty darn close unless something funny happens with some bid stealers. Brown to her left, 1 out.
Well, Reagan Spencer, Mark said it a little earlier, not her best stuff, but she's had enough fielding her position. Defense playing well behind her, and sometimes you just got to go to war with what you got, and that changeup has been the difference maker for her. She's been able to throw it on any count, and it's the pitch she can count on the most today.
Spencer 2 outs away from her 10th win, her 16th complete game of the year. She's gone over 100 innings on the season, came in at 98, so she's 6 1/3.
And I've just enjoyed watching her whole demeanor, her whole presence in the circle. Sometimes when you don't have your stuff, you can get frustrated, you can get down on yourself, start asking for calls from the umpire, and we haven't seen that at all from Reagan Spencer. She's just worked through it, kept that smile on her face, and you can tell that the team just really enjoys playing behind her, believes in her.
Kaylin Jones sends that to shallow left. With the shortstop, Patty Moore goes out to make the catch, and UVA down to their final out.
The catcher, number 28, Leah Boggs.
Clemson an out away from their 34th win of the season. Virginia, well, the loss would drop to 32 and 18 on the year. Again, both these teams were 15 and 9 in ACC play this year. 0 for 2, Leah Boggs, the catcher. That's towards first. Cagle makes the catch, and Clemson gets a complete game win from Reagan Spencer. And they beat UVA Sarah Kuhn takes ball 1. Reagan Spencer trying to pick up win number 10 on the season. She started the day with an ERA right at 2.00 on the season. Since she threw ball 1 to Kuhn there, that means that Spencer has thrown a first pitch strike to exactly half the UVA hitters, 12 of the 24. .75 pitches now from Spencer. She's back in her home state. She's from Lexington, North Carolina. Just the body language of Reagan Spencer today has been entertaining to watch as well as she's tried to navigate through this.
Well, and I love that she owns it. When she knows she misses a pitch, she's going to tap her chest. She's looking over at Kyle Jamison, her pitching coach.
Hot shot, one eye. Moore throws her out. That is a 3-up